What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stat Street Sports Channel. I'm here to bring you an NFL trade prediction video for this upcoming offseason. I believe my Atlanta Falcons will trade for struggling Philadelphia Eagles pass rusher Bryce Huff. Let's get into why, guys. So I know the season's still going on. The Eagles in the playoffs. Literally, they're playing the Rams right now. First quarter, Rams up 7-6. Had to take a quick break because we signed. We signed Jeff. Not signed. We hired Jeff Albrecht, former interim coach for the Jets this season after Salah got fired, former DC for the Falcons a couple years ago, back when Raheem Morris was the interim head coach years ago. So, we're having a repeat of 2020-2021 season. And I know Falcons fans, a lot of us are upset. We should have got Steve Wilkes. We should have got Wink Martindale. I know the names. I know the interviews we had. We should have got some of those guys. But instead of being upset, instead of whining about it, which most of our fellow Falcons fans do on social media, let's see how we can make the team better with what we have. We have what we have. We don't run an organization, so we have to we have to find moves, find trades, find things to make the team better instead of complaining about what we can't do. We can't control the team. We're not Terry. We're not Raheem. We're not Arthur Blank. So with that being the case, I know it's not the best move ever. It's not Trey Hendrickson from the Bengals. It's not, nothing crazy, not Max Crosby, but it is realistic. The Eagles, barring something crazy happening, and Bryce Huff gets in the game and start going crazy in this last playoff stretch, which is highly unlikely. He's had a very rough year to his Eagles tenure. Signed a 3-4 year deal for $51 million. I think they would want to get off him pretty quickly this offseason. He was a first day signee this past season and didn't quite work out. And you look at my past videos, I like to use what I call past connections. And like I said, Jeff Albrecht was there with the Jets when Bryce Huff was there. Bryce Huff at first was a rotational guy. And if you look at Jeff Albrecht's quotes about him, he was I said it wrong. He spoke very, very highly, of Bryce Huff. He thought Huff himself could be a full-time starter, which we know now is not the case. But at least not in Philly. But Albrecht might feel the same way still. I'm sure he does. Probably gonna blame it with, not blame it, but kind of say, hey, just didn't work out. Let's try here. I believe in you. You know the scheme, you know the system, you know the calls. Cool. I think we're gonna bring him along, trade him for a late day 3 pick. And our draft picks this year, we don't have a lot. So we can't do multiple day 2 picks unless you do one this year, one next year. I think one should get it done. A 6th-round pick should get it done. 7th-round pick, one of those two. Nothing more than that. I think a 6 should get it done. Maybe even a 7th because that big contract, nice size contract, not huge, but a nice size contract. We have to do some financial workings with that as well. We do trade for him. Knowingly, right now we have around $7 million in projected cap space. The Kirk Cousins issue looms over our heads, so we're in a tough spot. We are in a tough spot. So if we do trade for him, we have to make some things happen, make some things shake. And I think banking on Bryce Huff, pairing him with Arnold Ebiketie, Braylon Trice coming back. He didn't play this year at all. We have something. We have a little spark. And I don't want to say this is a biased move for me, but it is because I'm still thinking. I did a video on this 2 weeks ago now, 3 weeks ago now. We go cornerback. We go Barron from Texas. That's my opinion for our first pick. We go Barron from Texas. If not, go Starks at safety. If not him, I forgot the other fella name. Forgot his name. The other safety. We should, or the other corner. I mean, we should be in the mix for a DB, in my opinion. So if we swing this trade, Bryce Huff, Arnold Ebiketie, Trice, those are our 3 main pass rushers. That's our rotational. That's our main rotation on the edge. I know we're going to probably switch to a 4-3. I think all those guys could put a hand in the dirt. Bryce Huff is used to it. Ebiketie here and there, and then Trice here and there as well. So especially a lot in Washington. So I think we'll be fine switching to the 4-3 with no problem. But I'm all in on going Barron in our first overall pick. Well, our first pick, excuse me. Pick, 13, 14, 15, whatever it is. I'm cool with that. And this free agent market isn't the most exciting. And like I said before, our money's kind of tight, so we might have to cut some guys anyway. I'm looking at some, and I'm doing a video on this later on, but we're looking at some cap casualties. Grady Jarrett, longtime Falcon, might have to go. David Onyemata just got there a couple of years ago, might have to go. Those two guys are kind of my prime two candidates right now, one or both. Neither one was great this year. And like I love Grady Jarrett, longtime Falcon. We drafted him, but I mean, hey, he's not playing up to par. Saving what I think 9 to 10 million. On Yamada, similar deal, save about 6 to 7, 8 million. They both might have to go. We drafted a bunch of guys on D line last year. They might have to step up. So I'm with that. If that is the case, looking at other options for your free agency, nothing really to write home about. Khalil Mack, he'll be 34 when season starts. Hassan Reddick, terrible year last year, held out, came back, didn't play great. Matthew Judon, we traded for him. Didn't live up to the hype, but he was okay. He was okay. I'm not mad at it, but I want to bring him back. If you want to come back, I'm not mad at it. A 1 year cheap deal, but if he doesn't, which he probably won't, I'm not mad at that either. DeMarcus Lawrence, no, always injured. Josh Sweat, Philadelphia Eagle. I think he goes with Jonathan Gannon to the Cardinals, maybe. I don't know if they bring back Baron Browning, who they traded for this past season. So I think Josh Sweat could go there. Chase Young is interesting. It is interesting. I'm not mad at Chase Young. I don't know what kind of deal he gets, though. Does he get a long-term deal, another 1 year approve it deal? Because he was okay in New Orleans. He wasn't bad. He wasn't bad at all. So Charles Omenihu from the Chiefs, not mad at it, but will he leave or do we want to go to a real contender? So that's a real, no, not real, but a proven contender, I should say. And we're not that as of right now, so we can't really bank on that. Lorenzo Carter, bring him back. I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm cool on that. Zach Bond from the Eagles, all pro this year. Probably can't afford him, coming off a great year. Dante Fowler, bring him back. He was here a couple years ago. Bring him back, question mark. But he didn't have the same impact he had this year. He didn't have that with us. Joe Tryon from the Bucks. He had a not so good career so far, first 4 or 5 years, three or 4 years, however long he's been there. Do we bring him back or bring him with us? Azeez Al-Jalari. So there are things out there I'm not mad at, but nothing really like you can stamp and say, hey, this is going to be a double digit or 8+ guy. The only one we can get our hands on that's not Crosby or that's not Hendrickson is Bryce Huff. In this scheme, last time we've seen him in this system, in this scheme, he put up great numbers. And he's still young, only 26 years old. We have him on as long as the contract length stays the same, we have him under our control for another 2 years. After this, well, if we do trade for him in the summer or spring, whatever, we'll have him for 2 years. That's the best case scenario. A young guy in a system he was good in, he was great in, and he's coming to a team that needs the help. And like I said, him, Ebiketie, who's been getting better, Trice, who I believe will be good. I said this when he first got drafted. I still say the same now. He's already a ready, proven made player, in my opinion. Just got to show it. Just got to need the reps and start getting some game time in. I think he'll show it early on or even halfway through the season next season. So as long as he stays healthy. But like I said, we don't have too many options. Money is tight. Money is limited. And no need to worry about not going with Steve Wilkes or Wink Martindale or none of those guys. It is what it is. Like I said at the beginning of the video, no need to whine about it. It is what it is. We got to make the best of what we have, and try our best to win. When that doesn't happen, then we can address next season, going into the end of the season, if we're playing bad. Okay, let's talk about coaching. Let's get him out of here, get Terry out here as well. But right now, there's no point in whining about it. There's a bunch of Falcons fans just whining and crying about like, dog, we don't make the decisions. If it was to a fan vote, I'm sure we would pick a better situation than what we have. But it is what it is. Can't cry about it. But I still stand on giving Raheem more time. 1 year should not be the end all be all. Like I said, him bringing back Jeff, not the greatest move, but It is what it is. Let him, let Zach, let Jeff now, Jeff Ulbrich, who's our DC, let them try their best. Well, let's give them our support until otherwise, until things change, which we won't know until in the next season, middle or in the next season, how the team is looking. So, but that's it for video, guys. I think Bryce Huff will be a Falcon. I don't really see it. I don't really see it not happening, to be honest. The Eagles seem like they don't want him anymore. Just didn't work out. They have young boys as well. Nolan Smith, those guys, they're good in the draft. They love pass rushers, so I think they'll draft another one or two in this year's class, and then we can go ahead and get Bryce Huff for a super cheap 6th, 7th rounder, and we'll be good to go there. That's it for video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time.